Hello, dear SSC Live TV followers. On behalf of my club, I send my love to you all. Today is December 10th and Human Rights Day. The Declaration of Human Rights, which proclaims human rights to the world, was accepted by the United Nations Assembly in Paris on the 10th of December 1948. Basically, human rights are the rights granted to human beings regardless of their language, religion, race, gender, nationality, social status, and color. In today's world, however, we frequently witness violations of human rights in many parts of the world due to reasons such as war, genocide, natural disasters, exploitation, violence, or abuse against women. It is not enough to say the Declaration of Human Rights and to express it as just an opinion. The important thing is to incorporate these thoughts into our lives, values, and behaviors. We wanted to remind you of these 30 articles with the hope that we can all implement it. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood.
Everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration, without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of political, jurisdictional, or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be dependent, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty.
Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person.
No one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms.
No one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment.
Everyone has a right recognition everywhere as a person before the law.
All are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. All are entitled to equal protection against any discrimination in violation of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination.
Everyone has right to an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals for acts violating the fundamental rights granted him by the Constitution or by law.
No one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile.
Everyone is entitled in full equality to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal, in the determination of his rights and obligations and of any criminal charge against him.
Everyone charged with a penal offense has the right to be presumed innocent until provided guilty according to the law in public trial, at which he has had all the guarantees necessary for his defense. No one shall be held guilty of any penal offense on account of any act or omission which did not constitute a penal offense, under a national or international law at the time when it was committed, nor shall a heavier penalty be omitted than the one that was acceptable at the time the penal offense was committed.
No one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attacks upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has the right to the protection of the law against such interference or attacks.
Everyone has the right to freedom of movement and resistance within the borders of each state. Everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and to return to his country.
Everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy another country's asylum from persecution. This right may not be invoked in the case of persecutions genuinely arising from non-political crimes or from acts contrary to the purposes and principles of the United Nations.
Everyone has a right to nationality. No one shall be obliterated by the nationality or denied the right to change his nationality.
Men and women of full age, without any limitation due to race, nationality, or religion, have the right to marry and to found a family. They are entitled to equal rights as to marriage during the marriage and its dissolution. Marriage shall be entered into only with the free and full consent of the intending spouses. The family is the natural and fundamental group unit of society and is entitled to protection by society and the state.
Everyone has the right to own property alone as well as in association with others, and no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of this property.
Everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom, either alone or in community with others and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance.
Everyone has the freedom to think and express. Accordingly, no person shall be disturbed by his thoughts. It also has the right to seek, provide, and disseminate information and ideas by all means, regardless of our country borders.
Everyone has the right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. No one may be compelled to belong to an association.
Everyone has the right to take part in the government of his country, directly or through freely chosen representatives. Everyone has the right of equal access to public service in his country. The will of the people shall be the basis of the authority of government. This will shall be expressed in periodic and genuine elections, which shall be by universal and equal suffrage, and shall be held by secret vote or by equivalent free voting procedures.
Everyone as a member of society has the right to social security and is entitled to realization through national effort and international cooperation in accordance with the organization and resources of each state, of the economic, social, and cultural rights indispensable for his dignity and the free development of his personality.
Everyone has the right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and to protection against unemployment. Everyone without any discrimination has the right to equal pay for equal work. Everyone who works has the right to just and favorable remuneration, ensuring for himself and his family an existence worthy of human dignity, and supplemented if necessary by other means of social protection. Everyone has the right to form to join trade unions for the protection of these interests.
Everyone has a right to rest and leisure, including reasonable limitations of working hours and holidays with pay.
Everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and of his family, including food, clothing, housing, and medical care and necessary social services, and the right to the security in the event of unemployment, sickness, disability, widowhood, old age, or other lack of livelihood in circumstances beyond his control. Motherhood and childhood are entitled to special care and assistance. All children, whether born in or out of wedlock, shall enjoy the same social protection.
Everyone has the right to education. Education shall be free, at least in the elementary and fundamental stages. Elementary education shall be compulsory. Technical and professional education shall be made generally available, and higher education shall be equally accessible to all on the basis of merit. Education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. It shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, racial and religious groups, and shall further the activities of the United Nations for the maintenance of peace.
Number 1. Everyone has the right to freely to participate in the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts, and to share in scientific advancement and its benefits. Number 2. Everyone has the right to the protection of the moral and material interests resulting from any scientific, literary, or artistic production of which he is the author.
Everyone is entitled to a social and international order in which the rights and freedom set forth in this declaration can be fully realized.
Section 1. Everyone has duties to the community in which alone the free and full development of his personality is possible. Section 2. In the exercise of his rights and freedoms, everyone shall be subject only to such limitations as are determined by law solely for the purpose of securing due recognition and respect for the rights and freedoms of others, and of meeting the just requirements of morality, public order, and the general welfare in a democratic society. And Section 3 states, these rights and freedoms may in no case be exercised contrary to the principles and purposes of the United Nations.
Nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as implying for any state, group, or person any right to engage in any activity or to perform any act aimed at destruction of any of the rights and freedoms set forth herein.